All right. Hey, Dark Bess. All right. Hey, Andreas and available. We don't have anything special going on today, right? Hey, Nick, Dem, Jacob, Breeze. And I had to look and make sure my mic was not muted. You can start now. You can start now. What was I gonna do? I was gonna bet. Alright. So everybody will bet on... Hey! What the... Hey, Ayub. What? My game. Uh-oh. Did my internet go down or did the game go down? Shoot. What happened here? Did my internet go down or did the game go down? It seems like my internet went down. Well, you can hear me, okay, but is the stream still live? I cannot get into the game. I guess I don't need to be in the game, huh? Dem, you can, it's just very slow. Alright, well. I guess if I don't need to be in the game, then it doesn't matter. Oh, hey, I got in. That was weird. That was really weird. Hey, Alexis. That was really, really weird. Okay, we'll just bet on bold and be done with it. I can't believe Kwong made it to the finals. Best rune for underleveled lore? It depends on what you want her for. If you're not going to make her a race car one, you might as well just make her attack. Otherwise, you just keep it on speed and keep going with that. Boy, you have a lot of underleveled heroes, huh? Actually, we all do. It's very hard to keep people leveled up. Okay. Do I have anything else to open? Gosh, how much purple do I need again for 280 to 300? It's like 180 million, I think. It is 163 million. Whew, all right. 2 T4s in a year. That's pretty good. All right. So I guess... Do you take your pet to 2020? Yes. But actually, it's not that important how you split up your pets. The only thing that really matters is that you get speed to 20. Hey, Andrew. As long as this is 20, you can kind of really do whatever you want with the rest. If you want to focus on one main team, then yes, you want to take at least... You want to take these to 20. 2 T4s in a year. For free to play, I think that's pretty good. Although, no, I guess you should be a little bit more than that. It kind of depends how old of an account you are, though. Like, if it's in your first year of playing, I think it's pretty good. If you've already got an established account, then I guess it's not so good. Because it really depends. Because if you're looking at somebody that is starting from like a 7-star team or something, for them to get up to T4 is actually very difficult. Alright, so we will start auto-clicking and let's put this up. Hey, App Gambler. Let's put this up here. So I do have the list of everybody that's... Hey, Drogenis. I have the list of everybody that submitted last time, and I will check it. It will slow me down, but people submitted 2 in a row last time, and I don't like that. So I will definitely be watching out for that. Alright, so we're starting with Kyoji. Alright, so what did he say? 6 lore, 5 Valk, Freya, I don't understand what this guy is asking. This isn't a question. Okay, so he doesn't have a question, actually. In which case, this is a very good team. Actually, wow. He leveled everybody up to 300. That's really good. Should I give this an 8 or an 8.5? I feel like this is the kind of team that does really well against easy 8.5. I feel like this is a really high-end team for where it is. And this is kind of what it tells you, is that all 3 of these heroes are easy to get. And if you make them your first 3 T4s, you get a really good score because it's a very solid team. Nathan, so my alt could not do Expedition at all. I failed Expedition for 5 times in a row. I wanted to say 3 weeks, but that wasn't right. So, because I could not beat the guy at 9. So, I think that if they have to lower anything, it would be the Expedition one. Anything else, no, they don't need to do. They might lower the Guild Boss one, because it's impossible to do the Guild Boss one sometimes. Like, if you miss 2 days, you can't catch up. So, if they're going to change anything, it would be Guild Boss and Expedition. But I don't think they need to do that, because then they're just kind of hand-holding too much. Hey, Prejudice. Dragon Eye, the Phoenix skin is not that great. You probably should have gotten someone else's. Alright, next will be Andreas. I see Azeroth in here, who submitted last time. What is wrong with you? Wait a minute. Why are you submitting? I told people not to submit if you submitted last time. Rude. Rude. Okay, let's take a look. So Andreas says, Star Shards on Freya and Skuld, 3 Kurt from Moonstones, all the... Huh. Man, these awakening events mess up people's stuff so much. Hey, Bessir. So this Yig is interesting. I don't imagine he helps a lot, but I guess why not? Dragon Eye, number 2 is Skuld. The Angel. Okay. Dem, I'll get to yours in order. I am going in order of how people posted in the Discord, and that's all. Three Kurtz from Moonstones. Did you get all the 280? Oh my gosh, I just noticed your levels. Okay, so yes, in this case, you already have 2 Star Shards. I would buy 3. I would say it's okay to buy 3 Kurtz with Moonstones. Wait, what the heck happened? Oh my god, my game crashed again. What the heck? This network error is going nuts. How many energy artifacts do I have on main? I think I have like 4 or 5. Alright, I guess I can't even auto-click because the game keeps kicking me out. That's weird. Is anybody else getting these network errors? Alright, so Kurt is a good idea. You'll be fine. I would say take Skull to 280 and then focus everything on Kurt. Get Kurt to 300. And after that, probably Freya to 300. Or not Freya, sorry, Verthandi. So I'd say Kurt first, then Verthandi. And that's assuming that you can kind of rush Kurt, because if you are gonna take Kurt, if it's gonna take you like 2 months to make Kurt T4, then focus on Freya. Get Skull to 280 and then focus on Freya. But if you can rush Kurt, then do Kurt. So this team, it's a little bit lacking in damage. It's okay, but I feel like your damage is Skuld versus Azathoth. They don't do anywhere close to the same thing. Like, you can't compare those two heroes. Dark Best, that's pretty fast. So let's see. I'm gonna give this an 8. Wow, you're gonna rush him to... Okay, okay. Dr. Roshi, it's not a matter of how much they do. It's a matter of if your opponents have their good heroes at 300 and all yours are 280, you are at a disadvantage. You're slower, you're just a little bit weaker, and, I mean, in PvP, you gotta take every advantage you can get. If they have you beat on even, like, one aspect, that can cost you everything. So it's just important to... It's just important to keep up with leveling the important people. Alright, one sec. My timer for gold keys is up. Brownist, it depends on the rest of your team. Sean, keys are the safest option. I think the easiest comparison to be made, though, is how many gems or how much gold you get from alchemy and how many keys would you normally buy? Or like how many gems would it cost you to get as much gold as you would get from selling it versus just buying keys? Heaven with Verthandi and Skuld? I think you could, but it might be difficult. Because you're going to be facing people with 4 T4s. If they've got like Bloodtooth Detlaf, you could be in trouble. Dem Medusa has never been OP. From the very beginning of the game, Medusa has never been OP. Dr. Roshi, it's a matter of prioritizing the good heroes to 300 first. I'm going to give this an 8 because I think damage lacks a little bit. But Andreas, if they give you like a Mars or something else as your first hero option in the mercenary box, you might be able to do it. But in this case, maybe not. Alright, we're going to skip Azeroth because he broke my rules. Lucio, I think the orb one is good on Yig and the other one is just not that amazing. Best first yellow 30 skin? Literally none of them. Use whatever hero you're using. Alexis, he didn't ask about that. He asked about Verthandi and Skuld. Without that Mars, you wouldn't be able to do it. And also it depends on what the rest of your team is. He has 3 T4s and a T3, meaning he's going to be facing people with like 4 or so T4s. Hey Minato. William, the shop is still open for a day, so you can still buy things. If you forgot to spin your tickets, then you're doomed. Hey Steven, but if you already spun all your tickets, you can still use them now. Man, what are you waiting on this one? You've got the fodder. Are you waiting on copies? He's got one Detlef right here. My god, this guy's gonna have a T4 at level 111. That's amazing. That is really amazing. You didn't spin, then you're doomed. And good night, Andreas. Thanks for stopping in. Dang. Although I think you also need a 6-star, right? Well, you've got that. So I think he's waiting on either Gold Souls or that last copy of Detlef. My gosh. This is an 8.5. Well, okay. If that Detlef was T4, it would be an 8.5. Because it's not, it's an 8. Because this Detlef is, yeah, it's like 50-50 on getting kills. So once he's T4, this team becomes amazing. But as it is right now, it's like, it's okay. The Scold is nice too. Bad boy, what do you mean? Alright, so that's DeSeuss. That's a good team. Good progress. Very good progress. Next will be do Fishy drown? I remember we had a whole debate about this. We had a whole debate about this. What, bad boy, are you Azeroth? This guy did not submit his team, so you lose half a point for that. Hey, Marcos. Hey, Draken. I'm not sure about this team. Having a bad day, what's up? I guess you use everything but Luna. And Luna can be foddered. Bad boy, Azeroth submitted 2 weeks ago. You don't get to be critiqued two things in a row. So he gets skipped. Build your honor team for you, but then I won't be able to beat it. Hey, outsider. I don't think it's a 6.5. I think it's better than that. I think this team is actually not bad. Although he is lacking a... No, he's okay with the tank. I could give it a 7.5. I mean, he's got the focus right. He's focusing on Rithandi. Bad boy, if you did not submit your team 2 weeks ago, you're fine. That's the only thing that matters. I'll give this a 7.5. But lose half a point because you didn't submit a team. So we'll give him a 7. I think his progress is great. I would use his first 6 minus Luna. First 7. Draken, I suggest you do what I did. Put like a Kurt and a Themis on one team and a Bale on the other. If I recall, you put all 3 on one team. And that makes your second team not as good as it could be. How long on average? I have no idea what the average is. Like, it's so much luck. Hey, Ne Pablo. It's so much luck. So I would superpower one team with Kurt Themis, and then try and save something good to pair with Bale. Like, my second team has Bale with Skuld and Veg, and it's very annoying to fight. 7-star lone hero? No, this is fine. This is just building fodder. I do this too. You start the 7-star just to get the Awaken a Hero weekly quest. Because that one's hard too, actually. Awakening a hero, it's very hard for early accounts to do. So they might change that one too. Hi Arsha and Joseph. Lore, I would keep Lore with the Kurt Themis team. Marco, hello, Uncle, what the heck? Kuka Beludo? Esquivel, it only has to do with whether you submitted your team or not. This guy did not submit his team. Hey, Nima. I don't know what they're gonna change it to. What else can they change it to? They can't make it the advanced wheel. They couldn't make it clearing a stage in Planet Trial. They couldn't make it converting a hero. Like, I don't know what other things they could do. What can they do in the game that you can do every week without having a... They already have 20 keys. And the sending friends points is already on the daily quest. I mean, they could make it fight a couple levels in the Void Cage, but even that's not good. See, you can't do that. Peaks doesn't open until level 75, meaning you cannot do it until 75. Void opens at, I think, 72, which means you can't do it until you're 72. If they change it to, like, pulling Miracle Eyes, oh my god, I would be so angry. Nobody wants to do that. They can't make it clear a level in Den of Secrets, because that's impossible. They could make it attempt Den 10 times. They could do that. That would be a nice one. But even Den of Secrets, I think, doesn't open until like level 40 or 50 or something like that. So that one's a little bit tough too. Prejudice, that's absolutely right. Okay, so we'll give Fishy Drown a 7, and we'll move on. Crayon. You got your 18th, man. Defeat co-op boss as a mission? That's impossible. No, Expedition opens up really fast. Kill 5 goblins. I think the thing that they're moving away from is having quests that cannot be finished in 2 days. Leveling up heroes would kill me. Actually, no. I could level up my fodder heroes. I don't know. They're editing the weekly events to make them easier. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it. Hey, King Yush. Alright. So Crayon also did not submit his team, so he loses half a point. Man, you can't even complain about this because you know they did it for the Awakening. King Yush Verthandi is amazing. Hey, Vandet. BIOS, that's impossible. I finished my 6-star Fuse on the first day of Fuse event, and then I gotta wait, so I would have to wait and not do it and do another one the next week instead. I don't like that one either. And even fusing is hard for new players. So I can see they need to make it something that new players can do. Awakening is hard. Friends or Guild Boss can be missed, and Expedition is hard. Bad Boy, I will only do 1 account per person. King Yush Verthandi is a tank. Dro is a healer. This is actually a pretty good team. I don't like this Yig, but I'm not going to dock points for it because I know what you've done. Hey, Jack. I'm going to give this an 8. I think it's good. I think this is a good team. Catmosphere, nice. 500 waves? That is... See, you can't do that either because iOS can't do that. iOS doesn't have auto-click, remember? That's very difficult. I wanted to do something with like Friends Boss, but that's difficult because my alt account never sees Friends Boss. I mean, what if it's like to use 1,000 gems? You could do that. Joseph, I should be. I'll take team submissions for another 10 minutes. So, oh wait, hang on. You got an 8, but you lose half a point because you didn't submit a team. Kill monster? Doable? If they just removed... I don't think the Awakening quest is their focus. I think their focus is actually going to be the Expedition one. I think that is the one thing that must change. Everything else is like, whatever. Watching ads? Nobody's going to do that. As much as we all do it, people hate doing it. I hate doing it. Alright, next will be color. Oh, as far as crayon, I mean, if you finish Verthandi, you could work on Lorelei next. Classics, you should be buying a Star Shards. You should be buying Star Shards. Donnie, take Verthandi. If you already have 1 Star Shards, save the Moonstones and wait for later. Don't buy anything with them. Alright, this is color. It's not impossible if they got lucky and one of their first few heroes is Rillia or Vivienne. Veal, you can just post it in there and I'll do it. And if you watch the stream later, I will critique it. But on that note, you better do it soon because I'm going to close submissions soon. You have enough for Yig or make Phoenix or Azathoth. Your actual team is the first 6 heroes. But in what order? Alright, fine. The order is whatever. I'd say go ahead and make Yig. And at some point you can consider swapping Phoenix for either Verthandi or Yig. But I think Yig is fine in this case. You've got decent damage on your team. Yig would help survivability of Aegina. I think this team is good. It's not strong, but it's pretty good. We'll give it an 8. Dro or Viv? Vivienne's a better healer, but Dro does damage. Honestly, you should take Vivienne. Her healing is pretty amazing. All these 6 stars? Oh, they go away fast. They go away fast, don't you worry. Alright, Available said he was gonna wait 2 weeks, but he lied. So, Kaepsa, you are going to... This guy takes the crown. Again. Hey, Alban. I don't know why he bothered submitting. I told him, you're just gonna get another 2. Hey, Sasuke. I told you, you're just gonna get another 2. You still have Rillia. And I know your plan is to convert Phoenix to, or Rillia to Phoenix and Centaur to Lorelei. But the fact is, you haven't done it, and therefore your team is terrible right now. So, available, you get a 2 all over again. We should just auto give him the crown. My first T4. Remember that I was playing before T4s came out. So effectively I made 4 T4s the first day that they were added to the game. The next I event will be in 7 days. Minus 3 hours. I mean, it almost doesn't matter if someone has a worse team than this. I'm going to give this a crown no matter what. We know his plan. It just doesn't help because he's doing weird things like leveling up all his phoenixes. King Yush, I'm not going to take team questions. If you wanted to submit your team, you could do it on Discord via here, and then we can go into a whole discussion about it. But during these streams, I will not take team questions from chat. And early T4 Rillia is immortal? That's not even true. She dies to poison so much. Her attack is not high enough to keep her alive against a really good hero. Like, I think she'll lose. She might have trouble with Verthandis even. Like, she may not even be able to kill Verthandi. The point is that even if she can win on defense, this team never beats anybody on offense. Unless their first T4 is like a centaur or something. Sasuke, you should pretty much always do Heaven and Hell. So, available, good job. You got a 2 again. Hey, Clark. Jas, converting is very expensive. Phoenix stones are not easy to come by. Steven, our favorite guy, submitted. I gotta keep his team here so that we know we can pull it back up when we're talking about who gets the crown. He told me yesterday he wasn't, or not yesterday, 2 days ago, he told me he was gonna wait 2 weeks. But he didn't. Classics, you could do that as long as you are planning to stick to Detlef until he's T4. He's not good before T4. App Gambler, I don't think we knew how important Skull T4 was back then. But I feel like I made Monkey King, Freya, no, Monkey King, Phoenix, Valkyrie, Skuld all day 1. And then I think that I made Detlef and Freya later? I don't remember. Like, I want to take away points for this, but I can't. I can't. Like, I know what his reasoning is. I don't think it was good reasoning, but I understand the reasoning. Clark, I'm not doing team questions in chat. So I gotta be fair, and I understand that Awakening is what it is. Preston, is you click up here, you click this plus by your gems. And you can see your progress there. Available, you didn't even change your team. It's not even bullying. Like, I told you, if you submit your team again, you're gonna get a 2 again, because you haven't changed anything. And It was true. You haven't changed anything. So this team, I guess, gets a 7? 7.5? We give it a 7.5. It's okay. Should be a 1. Okay, we'll drop it to a 1.5. I mean, he's at least trying with some other decent heroes. We'll give it a 1.5. Oh man, that means I gotta do. That breaks my line. I don't think you can get lower than a 0. Sasuke Verthandi is one of the best early ones. Detlef is also a good one. I mean, at least he has one T3. Now, if this was a T3 Rillia and he had a T1 Centaur and he had a T2 Detlef, okay, I can see giving him a 0. But at least he has one hero leveled up. Alright, so Nebula, I mean, your progress is fine. Any of these 3 heroes would be great as your next T4. One should be the lowest. I wasn't planning to go from 0. Oh, I am gonna lock down the channel actually. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lock it down. You are just 40 minutes too late. And let's see if I can get to everybody here today. Where the heck am I? Oh god, getting back to my old spot. Okay, what's going to be his T4? Nobody knows. Well, like I said, it doesn't matter. Any of those 3 are fine. So, all 3 of them would be great ones. So we'll call it whoever you have copies. Classics, that's not an odd number. It just means you returned a lot of 7 stars. Alright. Next is I Am Unknown. Well, he could have returned an 8 star, and that I think that one costs 2 Phoenix Stones. 2 actually Valka's T4? Wait, what are we talking about? The worst team? God, the worst team was someone that had like 10 stars and 5 stars together. Like, he had like a 10-star Freya paired with like a 5-star Skuld or something. I think that was probably one of the worst I've seen. That people think that Skuld is so amazing that even at 5 stars they'll use her. Which is like, oh god. Vandette, which am I talking about? I'm talking about... He's got 3 heroes here. Any of these 3. What are you talking about, Vandette? Verthandi and Yiga are a given. But any of these 3 are fine. You ran out of purple for this Skuld? Well, this Skuld is useless anyway. Harsh, you are 40 minutes too late. Yeah, even if this Skuld was 9 stars, she would not make a significant impact on this team, so it really makes no difference. Ram has a point. Buying the purple from the shop would be a good deal for you. That 21 million or 12.6 million purple a day is pretty big. Aside from this Luna, this team is not bad. Luna's pretty bad here. Veg would be a nicer option. Also, you should fodder this guy right here. We don't need to see this guy. Okay, this is what a 0 team looks like. So if you made this team, this would be your 0. My goodness. And this is a team that I think I ran into an expedition a while back. So, like, if you want to know what it takes to get the crown in all circumstances, that's the one. Alright, so this team will give it a 7.5. I think it's fine. You've got your priorities right. You're focusing on Freya. You definitely want to get rid of this Luna later. Hey, Tokai. Does Yig's taunt last 2 rounds at 9? I don't know. Let me find out. Alright, Yig at 9-star. His taunt lasts 2 rounds. Yes, 2 rounds. Alright, my silver key timer is up. 1 sec. Why would he want 2 T4 Walniers? Why does anybody want that? Nobody wants that. The new elf hero? We have no idea. They come when they come. Alright. So, I am unknown. Yeah, 7.5. Next is iSwiss. Freya and watch T4 soon. Who is better, Freya or Olivia? Freya. Buffed Walnir? They already buffed him. And he still sucks. We thought that after his change, which happened back in the 10-star days, we thought that by adding freeze to him and adding, I think, speed reduction, that he might be interesting, but he's still pretty bad. Take the 9 and get out. This is flex. You got a point. Freya will be T4 soon? Why do you even want Freya? You don't want Freya on this team. You don't even want Watchman on this team. Freya and Watchman both don't help you, so... yeah, keep that in mind. Alright, moving on. I mean, he has Bale, no Kurt. Looks like no Kurt copies. No Themis copies. We don't really need to spend too much time looking at good teams. Ultima is a really good hero, but is very difficult to use. If you don't know how to use Ultima, you should not build Ultima. Ultima is either used to facilitate super burst from turn 1 or 2, or to make your team faster, to up the speed of your backline by 50 and make them faster than very specific heroes. What was that you said? Great rewards? Koa, you are too late this week. Alright, this is Destroyer. Destroyer did not submit last week. Verthandi is replaceable. You could replace with Phoenix. No, with you could replace with Veg. You could replace with Kurt, Themis. You could replace with another Skuld. You could replace with Yig. Hi, Lorenzo. Yeah, Steven, good thing you don't need to even fight the Void Boss to get flags from it. Ram, absolutely not. Detlef gets shut down hard in most cases. He really only shines in Friends Boss, Guild Boss, Void Boss. That's it. Everything else, once you're looking at PvP, PvE, no, he's not that amazing. If their team is built right. Classics absolutely do not break down Yig. He's still good. Alright, Destroyer didn't... Oh wait, he did... Okay. What? Where did it go? He did not submit a team, so... You just wait for Valk or Kurt. Or Monkey King 7, Azathoth 6. Oh, he posted his team. Verthandi, Phoenix, Det, Dro, Skuld, Freya. So Breeze apparently Saizo is the best hero for Void Boss that we know of. Unfortunately, he is absolutely trash in every other situation in the game. So literally anybody that isn't like VIP 15 should not even think about making it a Saizo just because they want him for Void Boss. Like the amount of resources that it will spend you to make him and the amount of suffering that you will do in every other mode in the game is just not worth it unless you already fixed your honor team. Esquivel, all mercenaries suck. They have the wrong rune. They have the wrong artifact. Friends boss? No, okay, he's good friends boss, guild boss. But the thing is, he's just bad in... He's bad in PvP, and he's bad in Den Planet Trial, which is a heavy part of the game. PvP is a very, very big part of this game. And Den Planet Trial is also a really, really big part. So once you've finished a good honor team, you can go ahead and make, you know, swag heroes just to flex and do special things in a couple of different modes that give you very little extra stuff. Steven, the chests are okay, but I still wouldn't buy that many of them. You still have a high chance of getting junk out of them. Saizo's regular attack hits 3 people for strong poison, so he's actually pretty good there too. Alright, so this team... 7.5. I think he holds his own. Verthandi's good damage, Freya's good damage, Detlef is okay. He's at least got the Phoenix and the Skuld. I think this team's okay. This team's pretty good. We'll give it an 8. Hey, Zon. I think this team does better than you expect. Centaur, good and Void. Centaur is just a whatever hero anywhere. Nothing special. So just wait for Valkyrie Kurt. Pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, you have Gaia Bolga and you don't use it? Yeah, I guess so. You don't really need it. Steven, if I put him up higher in C tier, what does that do for you? The only thing that putting him higher in C tier accomplishes is to make you feel better. And it changes absolutely nothing for everybody else that looks at the tier list. Think about that. So I'm not even, I don't feel good about doing it. So the reality is the C tier is unordered. Classics, the Unity Aura is bad now. Koa, you are too late this time. Next is Fairy Falls. The reality is, nobody that needs a tier list should be making Saizo. That is the reality of it. If they need help deciding what to build, they should either... They shouldn't build Saizo. Hey, Aditya. And therefore, there is zero reason for me to recommend Saizo to anybody that needs help with building heroes. Wow, your heroes are a very odd set of levels. I think there's a note that says don't fodder. Let me confirm that. But I'm pretty sure I have a note on there saying don't fodder him. I think B tier works. I put Vivienne in B tier and she does fine. She's not trash. She's definitely still acceptable tier. Yep, I have a note in there saying don't fodder. Therefore, that's as good as I'm willing to give Saizo. Okay, so this is Fairy Falls. I would probably rather have the Yig than the Reaper. I think I'd rather have the Yig. Even at T3, I think I'd rather have the Yig. Reaper is like... not enough damage? He's got Kurt! What do you mean not enough damage? Kurt is your damage. Literally, if you think you don't have enough damage with this, you don't know what damage is. He's got Freya, he's got Detlef, he's got Kurt. That's 3 damage heroes, and you think he needs Reaper? Reaper often outshines Kurt. I think you've never played with... I think you don't know how to play this team. The only chance Reaper outshines this team is if your team is dying. The only time Reaper outshines Kurt is if Kurt gets silenced and didn't fire at all. Otherwise, 100% of the time, if Kurt fires, he outshines everyone else. Okay, oh my gosh. App Gambler, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Alright, let me... App Gambler, let me show you how these artifacts work. What this artifact means is that the person wearing it does an extra 44% damage to enemy wanderers. It does not mean that if they are a wanderer, they do 44% extra damage. So having this does not mean that any mage that wears it does 88% extra damage. That is 100% not how this artifact works. So you have completely destroyed your Kurt's damage by doing that. This is... Your Reaper is... Why would you equip this on anybody unless you have specific opponents? This is... Putting this on Reaper is even dumber. Most teams have mages. They have one or two. You still got to work on taking out their clerics and Valkyries and skulls. And, you know, Lorelei's a mage. Like Aegina, Chesia, Azathoth, Vejvasir. Nobody has a team with 6 mages. Like I have, what do I have? I have 2 mages on my team. And you would use Reaper with that against me? I'm sorry. I gotta give you like low points for that decision. For even telling me that Reaper often outshines Kurt. It just means that you have no idea how to use Kurt. The goal is to get 1 kill before Detlef fires? And what's the point of that? Why would you want to use a kill? Why does it matter if you get a kill before Detlef fires? Detlef only gets powered up if he is the one that lands the kill with his skill. If he doesn't get the kill on his own, he doesn't get anything. Like, he only gets energy if he kills someone. And if his skill needs to kill someone to make him faster. But if somebody else dies, what does it make a difference if you killed anybody or not? Oh, okay. If they have Valkyrie, that entire strategy goes out the window. Like, Valkyrie completely destroys that. Them having Kurt completely destroys that. I don't feel like your team has the kind of damage that you need to guarantee that kind of kill. And Reaper doesn't do damage unless somebody dies. Reaper does not get any bonus until his allies die, meaning that if your allies are dying, this is not the right team. This is not the right way to build this team. So you either trash this and like put Skuld up front and have her die. I don't understand the strategy. I mean, on paper, I get what you're trying to say, but this is not... No, he's using this familiar to buff Detlef. That's fine. Okay, so this is like... I feel like this team fails more often than it works. Is Detlef slower than Kurt? He's not, is he? 1352. Detlef is faster than Kurt. And then how about Reaper? What is Reaper's speed? 1189. Reaper is slower than Detlef too. So your strategy even fails if you level up anybody at all, which means that it's going to fail again if the entire enemy is 300. Because all they got to do is a Lorelei, and pretty much their entire team is going to fire before all of you. If his Kurt is speed and energy? Well, it's not energy. Crystal Mad, I am not taking team questions on chat today. This is not a team that works at level 300. So if you're gonna choose to keep all your heroes at 291 and all of this stuff, I mean, that's one way to do it, but is that really... I guess it works, but I really feel like this is a setup that fails more often than it works. Like Vivienne would ruin this. I think Vivienne would destroy this team. Like, you would have a hard time getting through her. You don't have enough def break. So Vivienne ruins this. Azathoth ruins this. Their Kurt ruins this. Sky God, you should buy 2 star shards. And then you can buy heroes. But it's worth it. It's not worth it to buy heroes unless you have 6 or 7 copies. I understand his idea. But I feel like it's a gimmick. And I feel like there are too many very hard counters to it. I would like to see it work, but I would like to see it against an actual good team and not like trash enemies. Alright, so you ask about Phoenix versus Verthandi for burst. Phoenix helps burst. If your whole goal is to kill them by round 3, Phoenix does more than Verthandi. You're wondering when to use Yig. You have a good point that Yig may not be useful for you until T4, but his whole goal is to ruin their backline and prevent them from killing these 2 heroes, because these are a lot of the core of your damage. But So there's the thing, Steven. If Reaper kills one mage with his skill, which I still think is iffy because Reaper's not getting any direct buffs from anyone else, I feel like Reaper's damage should not be that amazing. I don't see it. I just don't see Reaper doing enough damage. Because there's almost no chance that he's lost a hero by the time Reaper fires. But you know what? I know, but that's not enough for Reaper to one-shot heroes. And I mean, what benefit do you get? Well, okay. It's not like Reaper does any sort of steamrolling, so he doesn't build up steam at all for getting a kill. I guess it's gonna depend on who you kill. Like, I could see all of this combining to take out Phoenix's revive, maybe kill a Freya, and then their Kurt may or may not come back. So you think he's guaranteed to kill a mage? Then what is Detlaf for? Detlaf is just kind of there to finish up stuff? I think Verthondi's buff is not as good as Phoenix. I think Phoenix's is better. Verthondi gives crowd control, resist, and 20 true damage, but Phoenix gives defense reduction and 30% extra damage. Hey Abishai, Ripper or Reaper? Ripper is better now. Okay, well, okay, let's say that it's a gimmick team that works. But at the end of the day, this really is a gimmick. And this is a thing that falls apart very fast. So on paper, I'm going to assume that this kind of works. But I really would like to see how this performs against a strong team. I definitely see what your strategy is, but an 8 for thought. Vandet, that's the idea. I really feel like Valkyrie ruins this whole team, though. By turn 2, you've got their Valkyrie at... If their Valkyrie is T4, she is only taking 1 damage. And he doesn't have anything that would take it out. Reaper does no damage to her. Detlaf wastes his skill on her. And then they can turn around and blow you up. I just really feel like Valkyrie counters this entire team. Unless Valkyrie has the wrong T3. In which case, okay, sure, you can kill that. But Valkyrie paired with Skuld or like a good Vivienne. Vivienne plus Skuld plus Kurt. No, I'm willing to give him a decent score. Get me good because this is actually a strategy that we've never seen before. Honestly, I give this an 8.5. Kurt alone saves it, and he's got a strategy with it, so we'll just give it an 8.5. Veg better than Phoenix? Depends what you're doing. If your goal is to blow them all up with Kurt, Bale, Themis by round 2, Veg helps a little bit more for that. Veg helps with one-shots because of his crit increase plus his defense reduction on freeze. Zelkova, 30% more damage than 1 is still 1. Remember how Alliance T3 works. When they hit 30% HP, they take 1 damage. Skuld is huge. Skuld is really, really important. If you come back for a 9, I expect to see this whole team redone. Like, if you swapped this Reaper for, I don't know, a Yig, I think it would stay 8.5. But, interesting. And, like Steven says, if you can upload some videos of this team against strong teams, I'd like to see it. He can put Kurt backline. That is a good question. Kurt backline might make this team a little bit better. If your goal is to burst them down, yes, but he's underleveled and they will all be faster than him. Therefore, on offense and defense, they will fire first, and therefore, without the skill damage reduction, you run a high risk of getting your heroes killed before your strategy goes off. So no, I would keep Kurt in the front as a defensive mechanism, especially while everybody is underleveled. As far as Reaper doing HP damage, now I'm curious. Let me take a look. Reaper with Aegina is a terrible idea. Aegina does not do burst damage. T4 skills, where are you? Where the heck is the T4 list? Yeah, that's basically what I was saying. He is in a very, very tight situation if he puts Kurt in the back. Alright, Reaper does not do HP damage. He does not. Okay, moving on. I really feel like his team has a lot of hard counters. But I admire the strategy. Zelkova, that it's very fails. Oh, I looks like L. The 30% blocks that. Ram, he does fine in both situations. I prefer him to be in front because he gets hit so much that he's going to hit 100% crit even in the front. In the back, it makes him hit 100% crit faster, but he does fine in the front. Why? What is this? Oh my... What? What? Hello? What is this? Why am I looking at a T3, T3, T2, T2? Why am I looking at that? I can say my team would destroy him too. But if I had a Lorelei in my team, Lorelei just ruins his team. Really ruins his team. Aishwari, it depends on your level. You might want to check on the Discord. It maxes out at level 121, at which your max is 360,000 gold and... what is it? 240,000 purple, I think? Not enough resources is nothing. You should not be building heroes if you don't have the copies. You should pick your heroes based on your copies. Because now this is nothing. If this team fights a team with 4 T4s or 5 T4s, you lose. These heroes are really not that useful. Like, this T2 Scold is just going to replace her... is just going to revive herself. She's not useful here. If she wasn't going to be useful, you'd rather have spent that fodder and made the Freya T4 or the Phoenix T4. So, oh my god. So this is a team that on its own would have gotten an 8. Is it 140 purple? Is it? Yeah, it is. So 360 gold, 140 purple. But it depends on your player level. So, oh my gosh. So this normally would have gotten an 8. But I'm going to give it a 7.5. No, I'm going to give it a 7. Because what the heck are you doing? What the heck are you doing? Like, you could have taken the 2 9-stars that you used to make this, made a 10, and made a 10 Phoenix instead. Or a 10 Freya. You could have easily had one of those. What is a 10 team? At this time, there is no team that is basically unbeatable. So even Steven's team with his double ultimas can be beaten. And he's about as close to like a high-end, finely tuned team as you can get. That isn't just throw things at people and blow them up. But even then, there are counters. Oh, whoops. So I'm gonna give this a 7. You really should have done something. You really should not have been making all of these T2s. Like, what is this? What is this? Six Azathos would be harder to beat than you think. Potentially, it's one of the hardest teams to kill in the game. If not the hardest. So, well, you know your goal is... It's not even a joke. It's a good team. It's a legitimately good team. Impossible to make it this time, but... Guarov, your team stays lowered score until you get evened out to T4s all around. Your priority was just way off here. Steven, does Themis have any synergy with herself? She doesn't, right? Like, you can't have two Themis is not going to be amazing, right? Alright, so this is Taptap Jedi. What would I work on next after Scold and Yig? I mean, this is another flex, basically, but... We'll just give it a 9.5 and call it a day. Alpha Dog, you have not seen Azathoth's damage. You really haven't. I've had times where Azathoth does 4 million damage in PvP. He does more damage than you think. And because they can't kill you, you are free to do a ton of damage. So Taptap Jedi asked, is this team better? If it was full T4, would this be better than his team? And the answer is, I don't think so. One Kurt, 2 Themis. Kurt doesn't do HP damage, does he? Am I forgetting something? Kurt doesn't do HP damage, and neither does Themis. Alpha Dog, I suggest you read Azathoth's skills. He does 15% HP damage to heroes that are executioners called, so he will blow up your front line bit by bit, and there's nothing you can do about it. And what does his regular attack do? I know it hits 3 people. Oh no, it hits the front line. So actually he's only gonna work on the front line. The point is, they will blow you up slowly, and there's nothing you can do about it. If 2 Yigs taunt the same target, I believe it will be the second one that taunted is the one that matters. Because the taunt is tied to the Yig that it attacks. Alpha Dog, have you heard of a little something called Ragnarok? Or... you know, something like that. Just because you have 6 Azathoths doesn't mean they all have energy. Your front line will die. There is no way around that. Against any proper team that has Skuld or Vivienne, they'll die even faster. Potentially, there is no way to kill a 6 Azathoth team right now without, like, double bail or something. But nobody really knows the answer to that. Anyway, Taptap Jedi, I think your first team is better. I think this team is better. Double Themis is not better than this team. Themis is too RNG. Kurt is more reliable. Alright, Nezuko. Wait, Taptap Jedi didn't submit last time, did he? He did not. Okay. Best thing to buy in Void? It's either flags or the chests. Or you can buy the blood ore if you want to make some red stuff. I forgot that HP % damage is not affected by defense reduction. Nandu, that would definitely... well, okay, let me see. Because if you have Saw Machine doing that, first of all, his attack is okay. But second of all, they're all reduced by, what is it, 70, 80%? 70%? 80%? Although then you silence them all, that kind of hurts. The attack limit is 400%. Arc Ninja, that's not fair. You can't do that. Someone cheated. But cheating works. Honestly, if I had to rate that team, I'd give it a 7.5. Dinker, but you can't kill them. If one Azathoth alone lives till like round 10 versus burst teams, imagine 6. I'm not sure. The thing is, he is all theoretical. Nobody has more than 2 Azathoths yet. I think Bold has 2, and I don't think anybody else does. So until we see it in action, but on paper, potentially it doesn't. Potentially it's unkillable without HP damage, because it descales down all damage except for HP damage and his own anti-healing damage. Eskval damage reduce is counted at the end. So they get their bonus damage and then that's all reduced at the end. Well, Alpha Dog, nobody knows. Since we are all theorizing, the correct answer is that we will never have the actual answer to that question. But even if you have 3 million damage, that's enough to... Let's say you do that, okay? 3 million plus 5 times 500,000. How much is that? That's enough to kill their entire team. King Lorenz, if it's not coming up, I'm not getting to it, but if it's in the chat, I hope to get to it today. Alright, Nezuko wants to know what to do next. Swap Aegina for Valkyrie? Oh god, you gotta give up on this Dro. Why do you have this Dro? Actually, also, because Executioner's Call is reapplying, the damage is getting split up among all 6 Azathoths. So you're not going to see one with 3 million. You'll see 5 of them with like 2 million or something like that instead. And that's enough to win PvP because they can't heal. If you imagine one hero in PvP has about 1 million life. If they do 6 million damage... Don't you die? I don't know about that, Dinker. I feel like he does perfectly fine without even Kurt. I mean, maybe he'll live to like round 13 instead of 15 instead. Alright, so your next step is swap Valkyrie for Aegina, give up on Dro, make Dro into Vegvasir, and you could swap Vegvasir for Freya. Should you convert Watchman to Vivienne? I would not. Just because Camera or Watchman is hard enough to get that I wouldn't just throw copies away. But it is possible that Vivienne will do more for you than Watchman. Franco, I don't think they're very good. I think they're very specific in their use. Oh my god, Steven, do not convert to Saizo. Saizo's not that good. Alright, so Nezuko's team... I guess we just give it an 8. I guess 8.5, but I just feel like Aegina holds it back. I just feel like Aegina Freya holds it back. I'm going to give it an 8. I feel like it's okay. But I think you could do better with another hero instead of Aegina. I just don't think Aegina helps this team. Pogi, can you answer Ryu's comment? He thinks that a saw machine with an 88% cleric would do it. And I'm not sure about that. I feel like all of that would still be reduced to almost nothing. He said saw machine with an 88% cleric. Yeah, versus 6 Azathoths. Rune and artifact for Rithandi is Gift of Creation and Attack Rune. Convert Grand to Veg, yes. Alright, next will be Minato, who did not submit last time. I don't have enough windows open for this. I don't have enough windows open. Sauron, I cannot. You are over an hour and a half late. Alright, so this is Minato. Best artifact for Scold is energy. I guess this team does fine, but I feel like having Vivienne is like counterintuitive to Reaper a little bit. It's very interesting. I guess it works. Steven, absolutely not. Dro is not that good. I guess this team works. Huh. We already know Vivienne can work as a tank. Next is a Verthandi. Verthandi would be great. Oh my god, Verthandi would make this team so annoying. I don't even know how you beat this team if it has Verthandi Vivienne. I feel like they would have to have a Detlaf in order to do it. Because if they can't stop Vivienne from firing, I think you're doomed. That is a ridiculously hard to fight team. We'll give this an 8, just because it's only 2, but I think this is a really, really good team. Verth before Skuld? Absolutely yes. Detlaf is, I think, the only answer. Detlaf, Ripper, Bloodtooth, one of those. $85 defense reduction comes from 50 on his base, 20 T2, the T2 damage reduction, and 15 from Bone Grip. That's where his 85 comes from. This is, I think, Detlaf is the only way to beat this team. And that's relying on one-shotting Reaper. Because if he fails to one-shot Reaper, it's over. You don't get another chance. This is a scary, scary team. I gotta say, your choice of heroes is very scary. Hey, Cash. So, you are in a great place. Alright, next is Jas Gaming, who did not submit last time. Is Reaper maxed out? Well, he's level 300. And he has a Gaia Bulga. Did I... Okay, let's see here. Reaper is not OP. He's good early, but he's not good later on. Unless you put him in a team like that App Gambler had, which is just very, very gimmicky. Swapnil, it's closed because it's closed. I'm not allowing new team submissions. Well, at least he's not using the Tiger King. Does Monkey King do good damage when not tanking? Like, I don't know how good he is if not tanking. So I guess this is the right build. I guess this team's pretty solid. But you probably don't want to invest any more resources into Shoot and Olivia. But what else do you have? You don't have copies of anything else. Reaper is good if you want to dominate early and then spend the Phoenix Stones to convert into something better. Which I think is a very solid strategy if you knew you were aiming for that when you built him. Like, converting him to a Detlef later on I think is okay. It's not amazing, and there are better uses of Phoenix Stones, but as long as you know that that's your goal, it's not so bad. That's what Muse said someone did. They built a Bloodtooth early and dominated with him as a solo T4, and then converted him to Kurt once they got a better team and went on to dominate with that. The downside of the Reaper strategy is converting to Detlef is not a dominating hero. So it's very inefficient, but I don't think it's so bad. Pogi, all new players are given 5, I think. 5 or 10. So if you know that that is your strategy from day one, you're guaranteed it. Taptap Jedi had a Kurt Themis team. There's nothing more to do, nothing more than that. And Angel, I would not. You can get Verthandi easily with Feathers and Advanced Wheel. 2,000 gems is fairly hard to come by when you need it for secret treasures and stuff. So this team, he's got okay damage. I think he does okay. I'm going to give it a 7. 6.5. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I don't know what you can do aside from waiting on heroes, but Monkey King, Phoenix, Ripper are all great to take up. Ripper could be a great first T4. He's one of the best first T4s. So it's a good option, but remember that Ripper falls off a lot later. Like Monkey King or Phoenix. Well, Phoenix is iffy as a first one. Freya would be nice. Focusing on Freya. Cash because he's getting the crown. The problem is just that investing heavily into a hero at beginning, knowing that he's not good end game, is just very inefficient. I understand that. Knowing that you will not get any more Phoenix Stones than those 5 means that it's a strategy that needs to be taken very much into consideration. And I don't think it's the best one, but maybe it's something that someone can do on an alt just to mess around. But yeah, Reaper's a very hard hero to push. He really is. Alright. Level 2 Sorov. I need to speed up a little bit. It's already been an hour and a half. Willie, that is true, but there is no guarantee on how good of a strategy that will be. Nathan, remember that they used to give them out all the time. But for new players that are starting now, that's it. You got 5. You get no more. My main has 5. And I'm out. Rune on Skull does attack. This is not a bad team. Taptap Jedi's team was something with a Skull, Kurt, Themis, Lorelei, something, I don't know. If you don't want to build a Gina, you can build Yig. Or you can start on Kurt. Or you can make Detlef, or you can make Vegvasir. Or you can even make Vivienne if you want. You've got a lot of options. All of them are fine. You don't have to make Aegina. Detlef, Freya together, they have no synergy. Pogi, I will see if I have time to make that meta video. I don't know. I just haven't had time for anything lately. King Lorenz, that's a terrible idea. You're wasting $100 of Phoenix Stones for sideways movement. Like, it's not an improvement at all. I feel like with this team you lack a bit of burst damage. Although if you build Lorelei for damage, I guess it's okay. I feel like it suffers a little bit against Detlefs, but it does good against anybody else. So we'll give this an 8, I guess, 7.5. We'll give this a 7.5. Well, Nathan, we don't know how good Arwen is. We will see. We will see. Angel, I'll be streaming tomorrow, but tomorrow will be Trials of Mana, not Taptap. But good night and thanks for stopping in. Detlef fails most of the time? That's not true. He has his moments. He probably isn't best on this team. So, probably your best would be between Yig, Azathoth, Vivienne, Kurt, and Veg. Any of those 4 are good. No DM from Boomin? Nope, nothing. King Lorenz, you could just watch it yourself. Like, I put a very specific time in the channel for when it ends. Detlef fails against you. If he's hitting Valkyrie, he fails a lot. Valkyrie blocks Detlef a lot. Arc, I would say Vivienne. But, so in your case, yeah, we'll give this a 7.5. Okay, we can give it an 8. It holds up, I guess. You've got enough healing, you've got enough damage, you've got survivability. We'll go with that. Alright. And Aegina is a nice little annoying extra thing for silencing their team. Alright, take it easy, Pogi. Alright, let's go faster, guys. Let's go faster. Indian rupee. Is it? I think it is, yes. I don't even know what the conversion rate is for that to dollars. Oh, wait. Sora. No. Oh, yeah. Okay. Next is... Who is this? Celeb7, who did not submit their team. $78-1. Oh, okay. So 40 of them is like 50 cents? That's cool. I appreciate all of it. Thank you so much. Smasher, I cannot. Boy, all these people with a Yig. Okay, fine. I think this is a fine team. A T4 in general? It apparently seems to be like anywhere from 3 to 6 months. Depends on how religious you are on playing the game. And if you spend or not. And on your luck. So we're going to give this a 7.5. because Verthandi is an amazing first T4. All you can do is hope for copies. It looks like you're struggling for copies of everything else. But all of these 6 heroes are great choices. Actually, it would have been a 7.5, but you lose half a point for not submitting your team. And should you stop building Dro? Yes. Dro is just very mediocre. No, Yig is easy to get because they pulled for him when he was in the up chest. Alright, next is Whatever, who did not submit last time. Okay, so if this team had a Skuld, it would have been a 9.5. But it doesn't have a Skuld, and instead it has a 10-star Themis. So we're going to give this team an 8 because lack of Skuld hurts everything on this team. The moment that you fight against a Skuld, you're in trouble. And this team is countered so hard by any crowd control. Like a Freya can completely disable this team. So your goal is... Smasher, you have to submit on Discord. That's the only way I take team questions on Team Critique days. If you want it critiqued not like this without sending me pictures, then you can do it on any stream and just put it in chat. So this is Sunny. Huh. Next eye prediction, not Yig. My guess was Watchman, but I think it's going to be Yig. Verthandi, Skuld, Freya, back, Vedrasir, Valk, Detlaf. Doesn't really matter. Stixito, I've been up for over an hour and a half. You had to be up at the beginning to get in. There's too many teams in there already. I would like to see you focus on Lorelei, but also I notice you have a T3 Freya and a T1 Skuld, so this is bad choice already. But the team itself, as I was to rate it, I'd give it an 8. It's a solid team. You've got a lot of healing, you've got quite a bit of damage, and you've got quite a bit of crowd control. It's a good team. 5 Dro or Shoot better? Dro. Dro's got the silence at 50%. Shoot's pretty trash at 5 stars. So this would have been an 8, but I'm going to give it a 7.5 because you have multiple heroes in progress. You have this whole Freya Skuld thing going on, which is just not the best plan. But it's a pretty good team. If you can build Lorelei, it'll help you a lot. And you are one of the few people I've seen to actually have an early Vedrasir. I don't know how well he does here, but I'm sure he does pretty good. Ms. Virat. MS Virat? I probably shouldn't genderize people, huh? Focus on Lorelei if you can, or you could focus on Valkyrie. But honestly, the first answer is Freya, and then Skuld if possible. Like, you need to finish your T4s. Oh. Oh ho, okay. Interesting. This is not a bad team. I like this team, actually. Have copies for Freya, Skuld, Vivienne, Azathoth. Freya, Skuld, Vivienne, Azathoth. Boy, it hurts that Kurt is so far down the line. Valkyrie versus Lore. Valkyrie's just better. I like Valkyrie more. Lorelei is more support. like at that point you would be using Lorelei as more support. And I feel like at that point Valkyrie is a little bit better at that job. Alright, so gosh. So Freya, then Skuld, then Vivienne, then Azathoth. Or Freya, then Skuld, then Kurt if you have copies. I guess that's a fine order. I guess this is a solid team. Dro and Veg solo T4. Oh god, neither of those are good solo T4s. Neither one is good. They don't have enough damage on their own. I'm going to give this an 8. It's solid. This is solid. Your hero choices are solid too. Because now that you've started Freya, you just finished Freya. That makes sense. Okay, go with that. Next is CBZ. Remember, he said he has enough for T4 Skuld, so he's got 9 copies. Build map is... How can you get VIP in the game? Buy anything. Everything you buy gives you VIP points. Build order is Themis, Veg, Viv, Bale. What the? This is a 9 team. This is a 9.5 team. Why are you submitting? Why do you need help when your team is this good? Like, what are you doing with this team? How do you have this much stuff and you don't know what you're building? Zelkova, the point is Lorelei is support. Valkyrie brings more damage. Like, I can't even critique this. Replace your Lorelei with Bale and go. My gosh. Or Themis. Replace Lorelei with Themis or Bale. Why are you even like, why are you submitting? Let's get his team out of the way. My gosh. Themis is better for... Themis is more RNG, but is stronger. Bale is more reliable. That's your answer. Themis is better for PvE. Bale is more reliable for PvP. Alright, back to a standard team. This is a standard old Unity-ish team. Will I do 20 more teams today? I have no idea. I guess we'll give this an 8. Wait, did Evil Shadow submit last time? No, he did not. This is a solid team. Nathan, I'm not gonna answer that question. I've said enough times that I'm not gonna take team questions in chat. So he's working on Phoenix. Nice. Nice. Wow, 10-star Yig level 100. That hurts. To know that, like, most people just did that. They just built him and didn't use him just for the awakening rewards. You threw off all your progress for 2 weeks to do that. And I did it too, but I hate that that's how we have to do it now. Alright, so this is a good 8 team. Building Phoenix next is great. There is no such thing as a 10 because there is no such thing as an unbeatable team at this time. Everything is beatable. At least in the current meta. That may eventually change, but for now, that's not possible. Alright. Oh, sorry. I thought you were the other Nathan. There's two Nathans, and they both have no avatar. But, yeah. No, I do, but not on Team Critique days. You're having problems with Detlef. Dragoneye, I'm a decent player. Not top, but pretty good. Problems with Detlef. Nay Pablo, yes, but depending on how it goes, I may not get to everybody that's submitted. Okay, so how do you stop Detlef? Hi, Iris. The one answer is see who is the highest attack on your team, because if it's Kurt, you're in trouble. If it's Themis, you're okay. If it's Themis or Valkyrie, you're fine. If it's Kurt, you're screwed. Choke, I'm sorry, you don't know what OP means. Alright, take it easy, Nathan. It's either Freya or Kurt. Freya, it doesn't hurt to lose. Kurt, it does. But you've also got Themis. Man, how did you end up with Themis and Kurt and no Scold? Taekwondo, use Break Rune. Hey, running. How did you end up with these two at T4 with no Scold? That is... You've got 5 Scolds. That's crazy. And 5 dupe Loreleis? At VIP 1. Oh my god. The luck on this team is ridiculous. What you may consider doing is trying to force your Valkyrie to higher attack. Like maybe lower the attack on Kurt and Freya a little bit. Like if you can force their Detlef to hit your Valkyrie or Themis, I think you're fine. But it's very painful to see a team like this suffer because of Detlef. And I really don't know what the answer is. Like, either you try to crowd control him before he fires, which you can't do with this team, or you force him to hit someone else. So, it may weaken you, but maybe try doing... But Muse, the goal is to have Valkyrie set off her T3. Freya is with HP T1 and it still hits Freya. I mean, have you changed Valkyrie to an attack rune? Okay, so you're considering Detlef or Yig and Watchman. Watchman is not going to help you. Watchman is going to give you a max like 200,000 shield. Yig is not going to help because if Detlef is in front, it basically doesn't stop him. So neither of those are really going to change anything in this mechanic. You might be in trouble until you get a Scold. I hate to say it. It's just really hard to force their Detlef to do something. Can Det one-shot a Kurt? Maybe not, but... I don't know. So Zelkova, try that. When Kurt gets to max, maybe Detlef will fail to kill him, but I think he can. I think he can one-shot a Kurt. So, yeah, forcing Detlef to hit Themis is your biggest goal, but I do not know how high Themis' attack stat is. I really don't know that answer. And then if Freya petrifies anyone, you're kind of screwed. So, mess with your Themis, or level up Kurt and try to do that. Dinker, this Phoenix is only 255, so T3 Phoenix is probably not strong enough yet for that. Yeah, having no Scald really kills you. Is it bad to eat melon at night? It's bad for me, I'm allergic. All speed, Lore, and Freya? No, you're asking too much there. You're still banking on RNG. Themis' attack is low? Is it? I really do not know Themis' attack stat. Iris, I prefer not to take in-depth team questions on stream during MS Virat 3 copies of Kurt. Well, the goal is that you can make Kurt later if you want. It sucks that he's so far down the line. Scold is the best answer. Okay, Themis' attack stat is pretty low. Wow, Themis' attack stat is pretty low. Well, it should be higher than Kurt's. Themis' base attack stat is higher than Kurt's. So why is it that... Oh, because Kurt gets buffed up when people fire skills. Take it easy, Minato. Thanks for stopping in. Well, she's also the highest level. Or she's higher level than Kurt. Because if Kurt was 300, he would be your damage. So your goal is either to... Dinker also suggested try setting Phoenix's T3 to reflect. But I really think this Phoenix is too low level for that to matter. Plus, you're going to have to change the rune, and that is very expensive. So you got to do whatever you can do to either make Detlef hit Kurt, Themis, or Valkyrie, or get a Skuld. Theas, take Verthandi first. If you don't have a good tank. Sathya, Kurt is 100% better in 100% of cases. That's a very silly question. No, I mean all VIP is low on purple. That's... If he replaces Freya with Skuld... Yeah, the lack of Skuld just hurts a lot. Kyoji, is Vegvasir more consistent than Freya? 100% yes. Higher freeze stat, and he comes with better defense reduction. He's better for support plus damage. Whereas Freya is trying to do the damage herself, and there are better. And don't listen to An. He is the biggest Lorelei simp in probably all of Taptap fans. Alright, so this would normally be like a 9-something team, but because of no Skuld, I have to give it an 8. I feel like seeing how bad Detlef can tear you apart with almost no way to counter it, it hurts. This is such the good core of a team. This is so good, and Skuld ruins it. Yeah, but I don't tell people to make Olivia, do I? Learn your boundaries, sir. Alright, next is apples. Muse, you missed us having a very interesting discussion with someone that had a a very creative team. He had a team that was designed around using Detlef, Reaper, and Kurt. And Reaper had an 88% mage artifact that's designed to have Detlef fire last because of his level differentials. So Kurt fires, then Reaper fires, and the goal is to have them wipe out Skuld's revive and allow Detlef to kill someone at the end of round 2 and allow him to kill someone again at the beginning of round 3. On paper, it's a very interesting strategy. I found a lot of weaknesses in it, but the idea was a very interesting one. So his levels were such that normally Detlef is faster than I think Kurt and Reaper, but because of level differential, he was slower. Alright, so this is Apples. And then the last two heroes was Phoenix and Vegvasir, I think? No, Phoenix and Lorelei. No, Skuld. Phoenix, Skuld. Phoenix, Skuld, Detlef, Freya, Kurt, Reaper. I mean, Vivienne kills it, Azathoth kills it, Ragnarok kills it, or not Ragnarok, but I thought Valkyrie could really hurt it. My Valk setup is full speed with energy because she's built as support for Kurt. Mementos, I'm sorry, but if you want your team critiqued, it will have to be on a non-team critique stream, and I'm not gonna take picture submissions otherwise. But you can put your team into chat on any other day, and we will handle it. But to have your team critiqued on stream with screenshots, you must be awake during the live time. I'm sorry, but there's no other way. Alright, this guy has a T3 Aegina and a T2 Yig. That too. Kurt, I feel like, hurt that team a lot. But so we gave him a 8.5 because it still had Kurt Skuld. But I feel like because it was gimmicky, I couldn't give him high points. Remember also that his Reaper had an 88% mage artifact, so it's designed to wipe out Freya's, Bale's, Detlef's, Lorelei's. It's designed to wipe out specifically those. Full Assassin is a terrible idea. Assassins are not good in this game. Alright, this is... Okay, waiting on event reset to T4, Aegina, and Yig. Yeah. Substitute for Death Break on Detlef. You could put crit damage on him. Why would you want to substitute? A full mist team? So Kurt and Laura would survive. Alright, alright. I was wondering about that. But I mean, your favorite person was also saying that because Reaper has built-in Ragnarok and 88% mage, he might be able to kill them. You see, you gotta learn your limits. I don't sit here going, if this had an Olivia, it'd be a 9. You gotta simp right, sir. Okay, so this team is... It suffers without a Skuld. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because when you're fighting teams with 4, you don't really have the kind of... I feel like Detlef blows this team up. So we'll give it a 7.5. Even for Artifact, there is no Death Break. Oh, I see. You can use a Soul Torrent. Or you can use a Giant Lizard. Muse, I was saying that too, but people were saying because Reaper gets Skuld and Verthandi's buffs, it was Verthandi, not Phoenix, sorry, that he could do enough damage to matter, but I'm not sure. is Bold's defense team. Is that actually his defense team? But no, that team is not unbeatable. It's actually very beatable. You need a scold. End of story. When you get to this point, you need a scold. Yig versus Detlef only works if Detlef is in the back. If Detlef is not in the back, your Yig is going to do nothing at all. And Yig's attack stat is not good, so Detlef isn't going to go after him normally. Alright, next is Grimfy. So Muse, basically we were saying we want to see videos of it in action. Because it's a very interesting idea. I like the concept. But my thinking process is that it fails. So everybody was saying, I want to see it in action. That's the final bet, is I don't know. Oh, hey, this is a good team. This is a good team. Did he have a question? He didn't. So you can make Lorelei next if you want. You've got some copies. Lorelei's good. Detlef's good. Kurt's good. You don't have those. Valkyrie's good. You don't have those. VIP 6 with 2 T4s. Actually, that's still pretty solid. Yeah, this is a solid 8. Solid 8. 2 energy. You don't really need the second one. You don't need the second one. Just keep one on Freya and save the rest. You don't need to buy anymore, but also don't buy heroes until you have more copies. Lorelei's not worth moonstones. So yeah, this is a great start. But now you're just waiting on getting anything else. Rag on Lorelei makes no difference. But dang, you already have a rag at this level. That you have a rag is more impressive than where you put it. Let's say that. Alright, next is Breeze. Having Ragnarok on Lorelei is fine, but because she's 10 stars, whatever. What am I looking at here, Breeze? What is this flexing? Oh, is he flexing Lindbergh? Is that what we're seeing here? Are you flexing Lindbergh? Is it a 9.5 or a 9? Yeah, it's a 9.5. I would... Oh, whoops. I would not use Watchman unless he put Kurt plus Themis. I really would only use Watchman if you have 2 burst heroes. I don't think it's enough to have just one. Second team? I would split it as Phoenix, Kurt, Skuld, Valk, Watchman. So Phoenix, Kurt, Skuld, Valk, Watchman, Lorelei, and then the other 6 here. So Phoenix, Monkey King, Skuld, Aegina, Mars, Lindbergh. I would not want to split you don't have enough damage to split to make your second. You don't have 2 teams. Your second team is going to be bad almost no matter what you do because Kurt is the only strong hero here. Anderson, that depends on how many T4s you have. If you have 2, maybe. If you have 3 or more, no chance. You will fight here teams that are way too strong for you to kill. Yeah, you can't make second team here. Your second team's not that good. So take your 9.5 and go away. and you have one T4 and one T2, then yes, maybe. The Scold is pretty useless. So Breeze, you are you're in a very dangerous place because of our cluster. People have two very strong teams. So, and their third team is not terrible. So you are gonna struggle until your second team gets strong enough to take out people's thirds reliably. Like, your second may not do super well against my third. Grimfy... no, you should still be pulling Diamond Keys and Cleric. Just wait for converts and stuff for Lorelei. Alright, what is this? Pnas has a team for ants. I think he is an ant. But yeah, I don't think you should make Olivia. Okay, so he wants to convert his Verthandi into Skuld. Gah! I don't think that's a good idea. I think without Verthandi, your honor is gonna suck. I guess it's doable. But yeah, you should just build Skuld. You can't go wrong with having another Skuld. So this team is the same problem that Zelkova had, which is Detlef tears you apart. Crowd control tears you apart. So I would consider using Detlef or Verthandi over Dro already. But once you have Skuld, I would replace Verthandi with Skuld. So if you replace Dro with Skuld, this team becomes a 9.5. But just like Zelkova's, because it falters so much, it's going to get an 8. This team gets torn up by Detlefs and all crowd control. I don't know about Verthandi over Dro, because she does come with her silence at 50%, but definitely it's something that you can think about. All right, how many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I am not getting to everybody today. I absolutely am not. I'm sorry, guys. How many did I do? 3, 8. I did about 30. 30 is a lot, actually. I should be happy I got to 30. Also, I see Cyrilla submitted, and she already submitted last time. Alright, let's do like 6 more, and then I'll stop for today. Should we take away points from Pnas for submitting such a tiny screenshot? Like, look at this. Who can read this? Is your phone like tiny or something? My goodness. I'm sorry, King Lorenz. There's just too many. I took too many submissions today. In the 40 range is about my maximum per stream, and it's hard for me to know how many that is doing. Extra half point for being able to play on a tiny phone? You think he has like a tiny stylus and he plays with that? Alright, this is a 9. Is it a 9? Oh, he's got Skuld. Alright, this is a 9.5. Go away. Alright, better second Kurt to replace Lorelei or bail Themis. All 3 of those are good options. Do whatever you want. Dang, Running Riot. That sounds like a fun weekend. 11. Wasn't there already an 11? iPhone mini problems. iPhone mini ain't that tiny. You're looking at like a 3-inch screen on that with that one. Alright, so this is 11. Playing on an iPod? Oh my god, what kind of a screen would an iPod have? Would I be able to make out anything? Oh my god, I don't think I could read a single number. Alright, so this team is actually really good. I like this team a lot. And he's not using Medusa. I am very proud of this guy. I am very proud of this guy. So against other 8-star teams, I think he does great. We're going to give him a 7.5. I think this is a great team. 8 plus 0.5 for good resource management. We can give him an 8. I'll give him an 8. I'm not as generous with bonus points though. We'll give him an 8. This is a really good team. Like, all 6 of these heroes are fine to take to 10 stars. Going beyond that, you'll be a little bit more careful. But where it is right now is perfect. You've leveled up. Your leveling strategy is great on this team. Next is Chaos Master. What a name, Chaos Master. Aha! Aha! So he must have made Detlef first. This is easily an 8. Easily an 8. Easily. Who should you focus on, Veg or Valk? I think either one is a good option. You might want to do Vegvasir just to have a tank, because you will run into issues of people tearing through your stuff with regular attacks later. So Vegvasir is probably a better one to do first in this case. Just because you have no other option for tank. Like Verthandi would have been great, but Vegvasir is fine. So focus on him next. And after that, you can do Valkyrie, Skuld, and whatever. Alright, Cyrilla is here. We are skipping Eskval. Eskval, did you submit last time? You did not. Detlef is an amazing first T4. Amazing. Is Eskval still here? Skipped Apex. I did not see an Apex. Who is Apex? I don't see your post. Or if you did, you are farther down the line. I'm going in order, and I do not see your post. In fact, I do not see anybody posted from... I don't see any posts from Apex at all. They all fire turn 1 except for Valkyrie. Six copies of Kurt from Moonstones. You are before 11. I saw a Sorov. Sorov bomb. You already submitted, like... You submitted... Where? Before Celeb 7. What? Where did that... You deleted it and reposted it. I did yours already. It was before Celeb 7. Def Break, basically all heroes have a hidden 20 defense. 1 defense is 1% damage reduction. So by having more Def Break, you do more damage. Hit rate is basically counters dodge. You start at 100% hit rate and nothing misses, but then as they have more dodge, hit rate is a subtractive or additive to that. So if they have 30 hit rate and you have 30 dodge, then you go back to 100%. Alright, so back to Eskval. Don't cheat me. If you cheat me, I'm gonna kill your next submission. Jeez. Alright, Kurt for Freya. Who should be out? Yeah, Kurt or Freya would be out. Freya is just too random for PvP. Kurt is just a lot better overall. But for Den, Freya is amazing. So, yeah, this is a really good team. This is a very good team. So, 8.5. Let's give it 8.5. It's solid. Valk with Death Rune Gaia Bulga or Death Rune Gospel. Gaia Bulga is the second best attack artifact in the game. It beats everything but Ragnarok. Period. There is no other answer to that. Oh, Eskval didn't post team. Minus 0.5. Good point. Good point. Follow the rules. Who should have the star shards? Probably Phoenix. Shaky, all heroes have a hidden 20 defense. It can only be hit with Def Break, not with defense reduction. Phoenix doesn't need the HP and attack hugely from the Tears of the Goddess. All right, so next is Patsrick. Hey, people can't fool me that easily. 1 Scold for T4. 4 Kurts, 2 Lores, Lore or Kurt first. The point where you go, I'm waiting for Kurt in keys, is the point where you, like, any decision you make is tainted. You can't wait for a hero to be in... You can't wait for only one hero to be in keys and save all of your keys for that because you just didn't know... Because you just don't know when they're going to be there. And the only thing that's going to happen is, every month you're going to be, is Kurt in keys? He's not. This game sucks. I've seen it too many times, and it just doesn't work. So for people to go, I'm waiting until Kurt is in keys for me to play pull 3 rounds is good luck. Just good luck. So Skuld T4 next. Oh man, this team is kind of weak. Aw, you already made Lore 2 6-star. That sucks. That sucks. I almost want to say, take this Lorelei to 7, break her down, and then convert Dro. That will cost you 6 Phoenix Stones. Ah. So you're kind of in trouble here. You need Valkyrie would be nice, but is not required. Just break Dro. No, that's actually more expensive because you lose 30% of all the resources you put into this. You're losing like 100 million purple. You're losing 100 million purple, you're losing a ton of rune dust, you're losing a ton of gold. Like, that is a massive, massive setback. Especially for someone at this point in the game, especially at VIP 0. Lorelei versus Themis. Themis is stronger. Lorelei is better support. So, you either hope to get enough Lorelei's to straight convert this Dro. You also lose the flags. No, this is a T4. No, you don't lose flags. You get all the fodder back. You lose 10 flags in making the Lorelei to 7 stars and then breaking her. So you're paying 10 flags and 6 Phoenix Stones to save 100 million purple, like 30 some odd million gold. It kind of hurts. You don't lose 100 flags. You get 2 10 stars back. And you lose 9 copies of Dro, but that's fine. Nobody cares about that. Not anymore. Well, he already said that he has 6 Phoenix Stones. I like the idea of breaking and converting, or of breaking the Lorelei and converting her. I don't know. Patrick, it's a very expensive decision no matter what you do. It's a very, very expensive decision. You can just hang on to Dro and maybe convert her to Arwen, or maybe she'll get buffed. Nobody knows. So I don't know. Lorelei is better for you right now and for forever probably, but you are banking on the future. You don't know what the future is going to bring. So honestly, I can't give you that advice without taking a humongous hit to myself, because there is no best. There is no best. But this team, honestly, because of Dro, it falters a little bit. I'm going to give it a 7.5 because Dro just doesn't add much to this team. Well, losing 1 Phoenix Stone for breaking the 7 is nothing. The problem is, can he afford the 5 Phoenix Stones even to just convert this? Because that's a very expensive decision. So, it's just hard to say. Alright, next is going to be the last one for tonight. It's going to be Red Panda. Do I buy purple from the shop every day? I buy the 1 million every day. Most days I cannot afford the 20 million. You only get 1 10-star? Wait, what? Hold on, I want to see that. I thought you got 2 10-stars. Okay, let's see here. Return a T4 gives you 9 copies. Six 9-stars and a 10-star. Oh, you only get 1 10-star. Okay. Yeah, King Laurent, submit next time. Huh. Okay. So you do lose 100 flags. Okay, then breaking down is really, really expensive. I would never want to I don't know. The resource loss is just so huge that I can't break down in good faith. Level 300. Andrew, are you improved aim? Well, okay, let's do a few more then. I'll see what I can do. There's like 8 more after him. All right, I'm going to end on Andrew then. All right, so this is Red Panda. Scold or Phoenix first? Depends on the rest of the team. If you've already got 3 or 4 T4s, make Scold. If not, make Dro. Or Phoenix, sorry. What in the world is this? You broke 3 Chessias? Yikes. I think I have never broken a T4. I've broken 10 stars, but not a T4 yet. Alright, Red Panda, honestly, I don't think you know how Ultima works. I don't think you know how Ultima works. So you're giving 30 speed to your backline by Ultima firing first, which doesn't help the Dro. Valkyrie doesn't need it because if you're on attack, it doesn't matter. Detlef, again, if you're on attack, doesn't matter. I mean, and Ultima's buff at 50%. This is not a burst team. This is not a team that's designed to kill them all by turn 3. And you've got 2 T3s. Oh my god, this team. This is why I can't recommend Ultima, because people don't know how to use Ultima. Alright, so if we rate Detlef is fine. Valkyrie is fine. The Ultima is not so good. The Dro is really bad. So this would have been a 7.5 with just these 2, but now you've got these 2 in it. We're gonna say 6.5. Like, this Ultima does so little for this team. It does so little for this team. Yikes. So I don't know. I don't know how you improve on this. Converting the Ultima to a Vivienne probably is your safest answer. And you can't even do it because you made an 8-star Vivienne. Well, yeah, basically that's it. That's your answer. You got to convert these 2 heroes. They're not good for you. They don't help this team. Wow. Wow, I'm saving this for Pogi. Pogi's got to see this. This is what he gets for pushing Ultima so much. This is Pogi's... This is the destruction that Pogi has wrought upon us by showing people Ultima and saying, you gotta rank her higher, tell everybody about her, and this is what you get. Oh. So, we're gonna blame this team on Pogi. Change Dro with Bale? A 6-star Bale? No. My god, like, I want to give this guy some sort of a crown, but he can't get the full crown. Ultima works in very specific situations. If you are, the goal here is to very specifically make this Valkyrie, Dro, and Detlef 30 speed faster. It would have been 50 if it was T4, but at T3 it's only 30, I think. Does giving these 3 heroes 30 speed make any difference whatsoever? The only difference it would make maybe is if they have a level 300 Detlef and your goal is to one-shot their Detlef before they heal you, but this is not the way to do it. This is not the answer. So this Ultima does absolutely nothing for this team. And then if Ultima hits 50%, your whole team gets stronger by 20%, which doesn't help these heroes because these are not burst heroes. It might help Detlef get a kill, but that's not really the major factor of this team. This is a very slow team. So this is just from 5-star to T4, you need 4 extra copies. All right, so this will be Andrew Gerard, or we'll call it Improved Aim because that's his Discord name. This will be my last of tonight. This is an 8 team. Pretty much just an 8, I guess. Oops. Let me see. Here we go. No, that's not you. Where is it? Here. All right. Why do you have a T2 Luna? Ah, why do you have a T2 Luna? Oh my god. Okay, but you're not using it, so as much as I want to make... Oh, wait. No, no. I just realized this is a T3 Scold and a T3 Phoenix, so somebody lose points for that. So this would have been an 8 team. You really need to focus on your T4s. If this team were all T4, it'd be an 8. It lacks reliable damage to go higher. But because you have multiple T3s, you get a 7.5. Let's see, what else are you working on? There are 1 copy of Kurt in shards and nothing else. You've got 3 bales. Is that it? 3 bales? Yeah, you've got no bales. I mean, the answer is always Kurt. Brownest, I can't. It's 10:30 and I gotta go eat dinner. I have not eaten dinner at 10:30 p.m. Yeah, Kurt would be nice. Kurt is pretty much the one improvement that you really need. Anything else is... I don't think you've got anything major going on. Bale would be nice. So Bale, Kurt, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. It looks like he doesn't have copies of anything. Even Azathoth would not be that helpful. I see that you have... What is that? 2 copies of Azathoth? No, I'm really hungry. So, yeah, that's pretty much your answer. Alright, so this was... How many did I do? It was 29 at this point, plus 7. So 36? I did 36. Gum Ultima is faster than Dro. By a lot. Alright, Mike is here, so we'll do Mike. Is Bonat Game here? If Bonat Game is not here, I'll end after Mike. I'll just end with Mike. Oh. Wait, this is T3. Actually, this is good. This is good. We're gonna give this team an 8. So once you take Skuld to T4, then it... Oh, what is this? Alright, it was an 8. Then you lost points. What are you... What in the world? Oh, you were doing so good, Mike. You were doing so good. Replace Skuld? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You would replace Verthandi. Tank with Phoenix, replace Verthandi with Either Lorelei or Kurt. Detlef over Verth, I wouldn't want to do that. At this point of team, look at the level of teams he's fighting. He's fighting really good teams. Verthandi is too random. I would rather he finish one of these heroes to T4 and put in one of them. Also, either Lorelei or Kurt, whoever is next. So swap Verthandi for whoever of these hits T4 next. And then swap Freya for the other one. Detlef is unreliable when you're fighting full T4 teams. Like, knowing that he's got 7 T4s and 3 T3s, or 2 T3s and a T2, he's fighting really good teams. Therefore, Detlef is no longer a reliable choice. If it was early on, then it'd be fine, but otherwise, no. So this team is fine, but when Lorelei hits T4, replace Verthandi. When Kurt hits T4, replace Freya. Okay, Bonat game. Oh no, and then Anderson is here. Ah, 2 more then. We'll go very fast through the last 2. Oops. I want to keep that one. We're going to go very fast through the last 2 then. Bonat game and Anderson. What is this? Bonat, take your 9 and go away. Take your 9 and go away. This is a really good team. Why do you even need to ask? All his stuff is T4 and he's got Themis. Themis is huge. Themis is like almost the same level as Kurt. And Azathoth is also huge. Azathoth is really, really good. Like, your team doesn't even begin to compare to this one. Themis single-handedly stops, like, almost your entire team. So, that's why it does so much better. Plus, he doesn't have multiple heroes at T3, which is a big point loss. Alright, next is Anderson. Just to get this over with. And Bonat's team is really good. This is a really, really good team. The only thing I would suggest is putting Freya in the back and swapping for Lorelei to counter their Azathoths so that you can have 3 bubbles in the back. But man, this is almost a full Heaven Hell team. It's good. And eventually you do want to get rid of the Verthandi and Freya, but only when you start looking at Kurtz and Valks and stuff. Alright. King Lorenz, I'm sorry, you just gotta be faster next time. I can't stay online forever. It's just... I can't do that. Hey Ragnarok, doing pretty good. I'm getting very hungry, so I'm gonna end after this one. Alright, well, I mean, this is a good 8. Your progress is it's a good start. And you've got decent heroes behind it. You've got decent heroes behind it. Wow, you've got so many 9-star, 8-star fodder already? Wow, that's amazing. That's pretty good. Wow, wait, you have these and you didn't make the Freya T3? What's up with that? What are you waiting on? You don't need a copy of Freya. You should just make her T3 right now. Throw in the Werewolf Gerald. Should you replace Dro Reaper? Don't worry about it. Only worry about it when you start getting actual copies of heroes. They do nothing for you. And even if they were Skuld and Valkyrie, they would still do nothing for you. So it doesn't matter what they are right now. It makes really no difference what you use. Azathoth only banishes for 1 turn, and Skuld is just going to waste her revive on trash anyway, so it's not going to matter. not when paired with T4s. So really, you should get this Freya to T4 right away. You're waiting for Fuse to make Gerald 10? Okay. Well, do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes. Alright, so Anderson gets an 8. It's a solid team. Good start. Dro helps a lot here just because of her silence at 50%. Alright, guys. So, this is our crown for today. I don't know why he submitted. I really don't. I told him he was going to get a 2 if he submitted again, and he did. And so, he is our biggest loser today. And this is our thanks a lot, Pogi, look what you've done. Who to replace when you get Valk? Replace Freya. This is our thanks a lot, Pogi, look what you've done. My gosh, that guy. Alright, good night, guys. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow is going to be Trials of Mana, so it will not be Taptap tomorrow. So, good night, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.